Hey guys, today we are going to be I'm going to be ranking all of the Transformers that I have from worst to best. If you're wondering where the Twitch and Nest Ratchet figures are, they are broken and lost respectively. The Ratchet one was pretty broken anyways, the limbs kept falling off, so we have 3 Voyager class figures, 5 Deluxe class figures, and 2 I have no idea figures. So let's get to it with the worst of them. I'm not saying any of these are bad, I'm just saying this is all objectively my opinion. The worst of them is Heatwave. Heatwave is a, hold on, let me fix that. Heatwave. He is a rescue bot from that one show that I'm sure 95% of you have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's not the best figure in the world. I got it at a thrift shop for $2. It's very easy to transform. You'll just push in the feet, push those in, and then pull the ladder back, and you get this okay-ish fire truck mode. But when I got it at the thrift store, it didn't come with the water gun accessory it's supposed to come with. I think it's supposed to mount to the hands, and it's supposed to be able to mount onto the back. Right. Like, right here, there's supposed to be water guns that mount here, so that's why this figure is probably the worst figure that I have, second only to Blades. Blades is another rescue bot from the show, and it is also a one-step changer. It's really easy to transform. You're supposed to just be able to pull up and down these wings, but with mine, the nose, you have to, like, push it down and up as you transform it. So it's really, like, just doesn't have any articulation along with Heatwave over there, so that's why he's ranked this low. Time to get on to the actual Transformers. Next up with Voyager class G-Axis. Now, this is a G2 Legacy figure, and it is not the greatest. The right wing falls off all the time, the leg joints are pretty loose, the joints themselves are pretty loose. I did lose this gun, but then I found it as I was getting him to record this video. But he has a pretty okay alt mode. Just give me a sec. Transformation time lapse. And there's his, I assume this is a Cybertronian jet plane, and for weapon storage, his gray blaster goes there on the side, and his red blaster, and this looks really weird, but it goes there on the nose, and weapon storage in robot mode is pretty similar. Here, give me a second. He does have weapon storage in robot mode. You take his guns. There's a little tab here that this slot is meant to just squeeze into there. And then you turn him around and put those guns there. And it's a pretty good figure. The only thing that really brings it down this much is the joints, and I'm pretty sure that's just a me problem. So next up is Transformers Earthspark Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Here's where we're going to be getting into the good-ish figures, because I don't not like this figure. I actually like this figure. It's pretty good. The only gripe I have with it is it was kind of difficult to pose. Was with, like, the legs, because there is ankle pivot there, yeah, but then Oh, wait, there is ankle pivot in all directions. Anyways, the shoulders make it kind of difficult to, make it so that it'll face forward, and transformation isn't actually really that hard. That's his vehicle mode. It's also his vehicle mode, and oh god. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know that is way less miscolored in real life than it is on camera. In real life, I can hardly see, but good god. No wonder the product shots were so bad for this thing. God. Anyways, when the figure won't focus. God. So, this is a pretty good figure overall. Oh my god, why does it keep unfocusing? There, I locked it in. So, this figure is pretty good overall. For the little gun here, you put it on the roof of the car right there. It's pretty easy. And then transformation back is also pretty easy. And in case you collect these and you are worried about weapon storage, there is a method of weapon storage. These little tabs back here can be used to store this. So there's that if you want to display it and not play with it. But next up is Legacy Evolution Voyager Class Leo Prime. This figure, Leo Prime as a whole, is from, I think, a Japanese anime continuation of the Beast Wars cartoon. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I heard that on a YouTube video somewhere. He's actually a really nice figure, an incredible range of articulation. Has a little matrix of leadership in there. It's kind of small, but it's there. And then his Evo Fusion gimmick is this. The pose that he is doing right now is an example. God dang it, RC. It's an example of his Evo Fusion gimmick. These little blades come out of the paws, and then the guns in the back come out of there. And for weapon, and he looks pretty good, even if he's not in his Evo Fusion form, too. That's what he looks like without Evo Fusion, and I like it. And for weapon storage, we have 4 guns here, and 2 of them, these ones with the round pegs, go into the lion head. Just like that. Close that up. And then the other 2 go in the back. These are kind of hard to get in there with one hand. And number 2. Then you just close that up. And then transformation. I did struggle transforming it. That's one of the only reasons it's here. It's a really good figure, but I did struggle transforming it. It's a kind of complicated transformation, so I'll get to that right away. There's Leo Prime in his lion mode, and something I didn't really expect. Mouth articulation. Nice. The arms untab here a lot, so you might want to, like, tab those in. But for weapons, you can flip that up like that, and then the other guns tab into these little pegs there. So it's a pretty cool figure, and transforming it back is arguably easier than transforming it from this to this. And there's the transformation back, so a pretty solid figure overall, and I really like it because it's just good. It's the only maximal I have, so I mean, take what you can get, right? Next up is Transformers EarthSpark Deluxe Class Shockwave. I really like this figure. He is apparently a repaint of a different figure, which I did not know when I did my review, so apologies for calling his vehicle mode weird. His transformation is pretty easy. You remove the gun, and you remove this. Then, once you're done with that process, you can get into the real transformation, which is that. So yeah, he doesn't look anything like well, he looks kind of like he does in EarthSpark, which is probably why they repainted this figure. For weapons storage in alt mode, you can peg this in there. One of the only gripes I have with this figure is the ankle pivot is not the greatest, which makes it kind of hard to pose, especially when posing backwards, because the ankle pivot is just... but it's a pretty good figure otherwise. You put that there, clip that in there, and you're done with Shockwave. And same kind of thing with weapon storage here. You just peg that in there. We're almost done. We have 4 figures left, and the one that's gonna unfortunately miss out on being in the top 3 is... oh wait, almost done. The one that's unfortunately gonna miss out on being in the top 3 is Transformers EarthSpark Deluxe Class Megatron. This is the only Megatron figure that I have, as you can see. And in EarthSpark, he is a good guy, and EarthSpark was the first thing I watched of Transformers, so it was my first actual exposure to Transformers. That's why Twitch was the first figure I ever got, aside from Blades, which I got that when I was like 5. But this Megatron is pretty good. The only thing that's a gripe about him is this. These do not tab into anything. Anything. You know how annoying it is to have to take off the fusion cannon for transformation and just have this just it's incredibly annoying, which is why I do it like this. Grab on, just gonna shimmy it off. And so for transformation, it's pretty simple. You just and there's Megatron transformed. A lot of people have trouble getting these to stay together, the legs, and what I do is I tilt them like... wait, no, I don't do it. I tilt them inwards like that, so that way when you tab them in, they'll stay together, and that means the top and the bottom both look... okay, wait, is that how I do it? No, I do it like that. So that way the top and the bottom go together. Transformation back is pretty easy. You just... then you fuse the fusion cannon back together, like so. And then remount it. Remounting it is much easier. Alright, now time for the top 3. And the last in the top 3 is Bumblebee Studio Series Ratchet. I love this thing. It was the first Bumblebee Studio series I got, and I got a really good impression of the Bumblebee Studio series because this thing is amazing. I love this figure. I love this figure. I cannot state that enough. I love this figure. He's a medic, and so here's the thing. They had to come up with an alt mode for this because he didn't transform in the movie, so they had to come up with their own custom alt mode, and they came up with this thing. I love this thing. I love how it looks. It looks amazing. And the fact that they were unfettered by the, robot mode is amazing. And for weapon storage, you just plop the gun up here. It looks amazing. I love how this looks. It looks amazing. I love this figure. Transformation back is pretty simple. You kind of just... This. It's really good. I love this figure. And for weapon storage, there's a little tab on here that goes into the back. And it kind of just chills there. I love this thing. It's cool. He's cool. Anyways, so that means last two, and second place goes to Voyager class blaster and eject. Do I even have to explain how cool these things are? It's a 2-in-1. It's 2 for the price of 1. Well, 2 for less of the price of 1, because I got this thing on Amazon for a discount of 31 bucks instead of 35 like usual. But these things are cool. I like these. And so I'm trying to decide which one to transform first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his tail. If he yells, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, you. Alright, so to transform eject is pretty simple. There are only 8 steps, and they are that. Now, technically, if you had a very small gun, you could peg that into the side of the cassette hole, but... that just looks stupid. I also found this gun while I was looking for Geaxis's gun. I found this gun right next to Geaxis's gun, and both of them had been lost for, multiple weeks, so I found them. And transformation back isn't the most complicated thing. It's pretty much just that. And then he pops in there. On my copy, you have to, you cannot press the button on the end no matter what. You cannot press the button on the end. And you have to pull it down as you press it. You gotta pull it down and then press it. That might just be a me thing, but whatever. So, transformation is pretty easy. You just... Ooh, wait, hold up. So, actually, if you mistransform this, you can pose him to, where he's actually pressing the button. And it might take a sec, but yeah, I can get him to actually open it. That's cool. Anyways, back to transformation. And done. I like this boombox design. It's not just a repainted Soundwave, which is cool. It's really cleans up incredibly. I love this figure. And for weapon storage, there's a little tab in the back of the gun that goes into this tab right here in the battery pack. So that's cool. And now to transform it back, you just... It's done. And for the head, I find it very useful to use the gun to kind of pry it out. But you can use your fingernails. And then that's the transformation. And if you have been paying attention, you know that first place, in my opinion, the best figure that I have goes to the Bumblebee Studio Series RC. Now, I know what you're thinking, and you are wrong. I love this figure just because it is incredible. I could be biased because I just got this like the other day, like not even maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, but I love this figure. It's pretty solid. It's a good RC overall, and I know others agree with me. So for weapon storage, you can peg these guns into the little backpack. And speaking of the backpack, I feel like they handled the back cable of this RC better than any other RC. This looks amazing. And transformation is pretty simple. I'm going to take off the guns real quick so I can show you something in alt mode. And transformation goes like this. And then it's almost done. And for weapon storage, you're supposed to peg peg them into the hands like that. But this is the front, by the way. Deal with it. I do not like how that looks at all, so I just put them back in the weapon storage slots, and I feel that looks much better. It's much more secure. I feel like it looks much better. Then transformation back is pretty easy. You just almost done. And here's the part that screwed me up the most when transforming it back for the first times. There are little pegs here in the wheels that actually go into sections here, or else the feet won't fully enter. And you can do the thing that RC does with like the wheels as her feet and just uses the wheels. And then you gotta peg these out, and then you're done. It's a pretty good figure overall. I really like this figure. And that wraps up my review of all of my Transformers. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.